Alright guys, so anytime you buy a used vehicle such as this truck, if you've watched my channel for a while, you realize this is the $10,000 truck. This is a 2005 Chevy Silverado extended cab Z71 pickup truck. This truck has right at 100,000 miles on it, and this truck has just been a really solid truck for the owner. Now, the owner of this truck is my good friend Brian, who helps me out on a lot of videos, so I decided to help him out. One of the things a lot of people want to know is when you buy a used truck, especially one that you're on a budget when you buy, and this one was a $10,000 truck, it was probably worth about $12,000 or $13,000 when he bought it, but we were able to talk him down to $10,000. When you buy a truck like this, you want to figure out what you can do to make it more personalized and make it more you, right? A truck that you want to hold on to for longer. So I thought this was a great opportunity to kind of showcase some of the basic things you can do to make this truck more personalized while at the same time more customized to your specific taste. Alright, so the idea here is that we're going to do 5 significant upgrades to the vehicle that are relatively low cost. And when I say significant, they're significant to the owner. There's things that the owner would really like. And a lot of people who have a used vehicle would like to figure out, well, what can I specifically get? Let's say that it's a vehicle for a child, or a vehicle for a father, or a vehicle for someone who has a birthday or an anniversary coming up, and you're looking to see what you can get that person. These are 5 things that are easy to purchase, easy to install, make the vehicle look great, and are functional. So all of those are the criteria that we looked for when we were looking for the specific accessories that we were going to put on this truck. And again, most people can budget for about $2,000 worth of upgrades on their pre-owned vehicle if everything else is in really great shape. So we're going to break this up into a series. It'll probably be 3 videos, I'm guessing, and we're going to show you what 5 things we're doing to this truck to really make it stand out, but more importantly, make the owner of the truck, Brian, really fall in love with it again. So you're going to have to tune in to each specific video in order to see what upgrades we're doing. Today, we're going to do 2 upgrades in this video. One of those upgrades is going to be one that's very simple, takes no time to do, and then the other upgrade is going to be something that's also relatively simple, but at the same time might take a little bit longer. So all of the equipment that we're going to be installing on this truck all came from eTrailer.com, and I'll put links in the description of this video and all the videos in this series if you're interested in doing any of these to your truck. Alright, so the first upgrade we're going to be doing is getting rid of these horrible factory floor mats. These are the factory rubber floor mats that came with the truck, and they just don't cover a lot of area. I mean, this thing's maybe a foot wide. That one's maybe 13 or 14 inches wide. That's the front, which covers the most, but both of these go across the back, and this one goes on the passenger front, driver front, and they just aren't that effective. I mean, when they are capturing whatever they're capturing, they do a relatively good job, but it's such a small area that, they're almost pointless in having these unless you just want a small area covered. So we're going to be upgrading to a new floor liner. I'll show you what they are. So you are looking at the brand new Husky heavy-duty floor mats designed for his truck. The front ones have a very similar look to the exact Contour models, and the back one covers everything in the back. Just very well designed floor mats, guaranteed for life. Absolutely a good product, and we're going to throw these in his truck. One of the really nice things about these specific mats that makes them better than the factory one is just the sheer width of the mats, how much area they cover, and how much more protection they're going to offer for the interior of his truck. Picked the mat up off of this wet, rocky ground, and you can see it's completely clean. So we are going to throw this one in first. They have this spiky material at the bottom that prevents them from sliding around. There you go. Driver's side complete. Okay, let's throw this one in. I like how it contours to this little curve right here as well. And again, covers the area very, very well. Okay, now we're putting the back ones in. So this one will sit right here. That actually fits that space very, very well. Let's get the other side in. And this one, I think it kind of rests right underneath it. So you'll put this side down first. You need to pull it your way just a little bit on the bottom. So this covers the hump nice and smooth. And this one is going to line up over the groove right there. And it's in. That looks really good. Very clean looking. And again, it provides so much more protection even up under this area. Very nice. So to get both the front and rear mats for this specific truck, we're about $150. Let's go ahead and throw the speaker box back in so we can kind of see how that whole assembly fits. Let's just slide it in this way and then we'll tilt it back whenever we get it all the way over the hump. Okay, now let's just rotate it. There you go. There you go. There we go. That looks really good. So we got the speaker box back in place, got these new Husky liners in the back and Husky liners up front. A lot more protection was there before. Brian, what do you think of the first upgrade?
I love it.
How long have you been using those nasty mats that came with it?
Since I bought it.
Yeah. And they work okay, they just don't cover much area, right?
Yeah, consistently trying to clean them out, and it's just a hassle.
Yep. Now you got a good set of Husky lifetime warranted mats. Again, we're looking at doing $2,000 or less worth of upgrades that really make the truck stand out. So that's a big one, and I think they look great. All right, guys, we're going to move on to one more upgrade in this video, and then we'll have 3 remaining for 2 more videos after this. Okay, so with the doors shut, of course, you can't see that we've done anything with the floor mats. What we did do is remove those little bed rails that were on the top here. There were tubes that were on the truck when he bought the truck, and he never really cared for how they looked, so we actually had to drill them out. Believe it or not, they used aluminum fasteners to hold them in place, which was kind of interesting. Anyway, so our next project is going to take place here in the back of the truck. So, if you don't know what this is a full-blown bed rug. So we will be lining the bed of his truck with a bed rug. Now, he has cleaned his truck out. He completely hosed it down, pressure sprayed it, scrubbed it clean before we started on this project, because you definitely want to make sure your bed is clean. We also made sure that any of the gouges that went straight through to the metal had a sealant on it. That way we don't have any chance of rust or anything permeating through any spots that are to the metal. Anything else you see is just primer. Aside from that, though, he has no protection for his bed right now, and he's been needing something to protect his bed. The only thing you want to keep in mind with the bed rug is the fact that it is a carpet-like material. It feels like carpet. It has that, I guess, that soft kind of padded feel to it, whereas they have another product called Bed Tread, which is more of like a bed liner style material. It's a much slicker material, though, but it's almost like a rubber mat. So the bed rug is going to be more of a carpeted type material, even though both of them are essentially made out of plastic. So you don't have to worry about this holding water like carpet does. It dries out very easily. It doesn't smell like mold. It doesn't smell like rot or anything in it. Even if you get fish guts, sand, mud, doesn't matter, it's still going to hold up really well. And we're going to put this one to the test actually once we get it installed on his truck. Again, E-Trailer supplied this to us. Want to give them a huge shout out for supporting this specific series. We wanted to really find out what we could do, what we could get and install in a truck for under $2,000 that would add a ton of appeal to it. And I think this is a big one. Brian, you excited for this one?
What do you mean we're going to test it out?
Oh yeah, we're going to test it out. Okay, so we've unboxed the bed rug. This is going to be the part that goes around the bed, and this is going to be the floor of the bed, and this is going to be what covers the tailgate. So it covers the entire area, and what's really cool about it is it all zips together. So once it's together, it's together. This is a really cool product. Let me show you how you adhere it or fasten it to the bed of the truck. Velcro. So essentially it's held on with Velcro, plus the fact that it molds to the inner part of the bed, and it really is not going to go anywhere regardless. But this is that industrial style Velcro, the really, really hard plastic kind of loop and hook technology with this one. It's going to use 3M double-sided tape to adhere to the bottom and to the sides and just to hold it in place. And this is really good stuff. I've never really had a scenario where this has failed and just come off for, you know, no reason at all. If you snag it hard enough, you're likely just going to peel the piece connected to the Velcro, the hook and loop portion, away from the actual other pad, as opposed to peeling the pad off of the truck itself. Really good stuff, but you do need to make sure that your bed is completely clean and dry before you apply this. And you may even want to go with a little alcohol pad and kind of dab the areas that you plan on applying this. But let's tear this bag open and start installing it. All right, so what Brian's going to do is he's going to go ahead and fasten the bottom of the bed portion to the Velcro on the opposite side of the bed cover. You have red-backed and white-backed Velcro. The white-backed is going to go on the actual tailgate cover, and the red-backed will go over the bed portion. All right, you're going to have a little bit of overhang off of the end. You can trim it up, but they just put it on there just so you have a little bit of overhang, just in the event. Rather have a little bit too much than too little. So that's pretty much it. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and zip the whole side rails around this. And you're just going to start from either end right here, wherever your zipper is, and you're just going to zip it all the way around the edge. Let's do that next. Going to start by flipping it back over. And then we'll take this and go ahead and go around it. So where it says BedRug will be the back of the bed. So you'll walk around it and position that on what would be your driver's side. Just like this. Okay, so now this needs to be put in the truck, but before you put it in the truck, you'll notice you have some soft Velcro hook right here on the side, and that's what you're going to use those other Velcro strips to attach to. Something else you also want to keep in mind is you want to put more of them on this back piece right here on both sides, simply because that's essentially how it's going to wrap around to the back portion of your bed, and you do want it to be very secure there. So you're going to go ahead and put one right here. Put another one right here. Yep. Halfway down. And then at the very bottom. Now you'll see how sticky they are if you just touch that Velcro. Okay, so he's placed the Velcro strips all across the sides and across the bottom and the back tailgate cover. We're going to move this to the truck. Walk that way. Okay, so what we've done now is just placed it in the bed of the truck. What we're going to do is get inside of the back, pull it over, and peel the back side of the two bottom portions away, and then just make sure everything's aligned properly before we press it down. So starting from any corner, really, you're just going to kind of worm your way back here and make sure everything is fitted correctly. We haven't actually pulled the other side of the adhesive off. Flip that around. So everything's fitting really good right now. So now what we're going to do is pull this portion back like this. While we're sitting on this side, it's going to prevent it from shifting. Once this is pulled back, we'll grab the edge of this cover right here and pull that off. Yep. Now we're going to work our way back. And then with our knees, kind of press against it. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, now I'm going to set this one back down, crawl over to it with my knees. And the nice thing is, the piece of Velcro on the BedRug side is actually stitched in place. And you can see that stitch line right there. Hopping in the bed was less painful, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to work from the bottom here, and we've removed all the adhesive backing on this portion as well as this portion up here, and he's essentially going to work from the bottom and work his way up. That way you get around the wheel well and everything, and you want the bottom as tight to the floor as possible so you can connect these side pieces under this rail. Okay, we had to readjust the other side just a little bit. Now you're going to have a lot of extra Velcro pads, and that's really where you're going to look for spots like this so you can attach it and then press that up against the back of the bed. Okay, then this piece right here is going to go all the way to this edge. And this one overhangs the top. It's actually designed to fit right through here. Now you don't want it to go any further because it'll butt up against the part in the tailgate down here, and it will keep it from closing if it goes over here. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is flip this over and peel off the white backing. All right, so I like to start from the back over here because it's going to help me automatically position that piece where it needs to go. So what I do is I pull it back and I go ahead and put this edge on. Like that. Once this edge is on, now you can work your way back and you can press this edge on. We're going to add another piece of adhesive right back here, just where it's sticking out just a little bit. All right, so now comes the test. And I don't want to hurt Brian. That wouldn't be good. But let's just say you got to throw some brick up here. And that is a brick. Just to show you. Mind if I toss this back there real quick? Go ahead and drop it. You do it a couple times just so I'm not the only one abusing your bed rug. So, the reason why this bed can take that type of object falling on it is this stuff is 1/4 inch thick and it's padded. So you have this carpeted type material, which is actually plastic, and then you have a big thick piece of padding between it and the bed. And it takes a lot of force to really damage it. So that is the magic behind the bed rug, is that it's not carpet. Because it's not carpet, you don't really have to worry about carpet gathering mold and mildew and things. It's actually plastic, and it's just built in a way to look and feel like carpet. It's very soft, but it offers a tremendous amount of protection, and it's both for the tailgate as well as the bed itself. So he had no idea I was actually going to toss this back there, but it is definitely a very robust material, and it holds up very well. That's why I've always liked this type of bed protection inside of the back of my truck. Plus, you can kneel down on it. It doesn't hurt at all. It's very smooth, very soft, very comfortable. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the 2 upgrades we've done so far: the Husky Liner floor mats, the BedRug bed protector for this truck. We plan on doing 3 more significant upgrades over 2 more videos. So hang tight to the next video if you want to see what the next upgrades we plan on doing to this truck are. And again, when everything's said and done, we'll be under $2,000 total. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again soon.